Hi guys, today we're going to react to Dust by Brutus. First time reaction, we don't know this band. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from Peter G. Thank you, Peter, for yet another request. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Peter. We appreciate the request. Thank you for the continuing support.
First impression, this is a mood setter, delivers a very strong feeling of unease. I think it has to do with the intensity of the instruments. And also, there seems to be a deliberate element in the song that messes with the harmonious energy between the vocals and the instruments. It feels like the vocals are just slightly off key. It's deliberate again. That's what gives me the unease. I've heard it in many songs. I'm not pointing out something that's wrong. It's just that's the feeling that I get from it. It's a very interesting experience. Sends your mind racing. So far, cool.
I've heard the name thrown around before, but I've never really heard their music. I don't know much about them. I think they are Belgian, and they are a three-piece. And one of the interesting tidbits I remember reading was that the lead singer, she is also the drummer. I don't know why, but that kind of piqued my curiosity and kind of adds something to this while listening to the song. Talking about the music, at first I wasn't sure what we were hearing. It took me a little bit of time to kind of get used to it and get into it, but I love this. And I think her voice, that sort of maybe clash between the voice and the music, I'm loving it. I think that's what makes this a little bit unusual and sounds great to me. Like, I'm really loving this style. Like, it's heavy, but not so heavy, but intense. I don't know, there's just something to it that really appeals to my musical taste. The other thing I noticed here, the video clip, it's just winds of dust and sand, and you're watching it and you don't see the band, and I'm like, okay, they might pop on any second now. I mean, we're only around about a third of the way through, but I'm thinking, is something going to happen? Is something going to happen? And as I'm watching it, I'm seeing this sandstorm that's floating about, and I realize the more I look at it, the more I can almost feel breathing it in. It reminded me of when I've been in a type of sandstorm maybe, and some sand got into my mouth and I almost choked on it, and that's what it gave me. It gave me this like feeling of choking, of maybe, again, like you said, unease, maybe a little bit like claustrophobic. Something about it just doesn't feel right. You know, you're looking at it, it actually is effective to do with the song itself. I actually like it. I'm not sure if it's even intentional, but psychologically it does something. And the longer we watched it, the more I kind of enjoyed thinking about that. So very cool.
Visually stripped down and simplified to a single long shot that has breaks in it and the amalgamation of the different frequencies in the song that gives that sense of unease, I think, yeah, would do that. The song kind of grabs you without relief. You're just captivated and held in place as you experience the song. I've experienced things like this before, but it's always refreshing when it comes from a band that it is a first time reaction.
One more thing I wanted to add that I didn't mention before, there's a sense of frustration in the way she sings this song. That's what I was feeling. I was getting like she sounds frustrated. She sounds like pissed off more than frustrated. But yeah. So yeah, so far I'm really digging this.
Yeah, as am I. They show you the smoky screen. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know what caused the smoke. But if you dive into the visual meaning, I'm guessing that the band decided to do it like this because of a reason. It's not just something to put as a placeholder in lieu of an official music video. So you don't know where the smoke comes from. And it feels to me like an aftermath of a battle or something, or some natural disaster. Usually when you gauge damage, when you gauge the extent of something that was destroyed, you wait until the dust settles. And I don't know if it correlates to the title of the song yet, but that's what it feels like. And the gear change that they did a few gear changes, but the gear change that they did in the last section where their lead vocalist expressed a different type of emotion, it took me out of the unease. It's like I've assimilated the particular frequency of the song and the band. So it made me like it even more. That's what it felt like in that section.
Yeah, there was that, I think you're talking about the one at around the 3-minute mark. It was sort of like a quieting down of the music a little bit. Felt like we were supposed to rest for a second there.
Yeah.
And then she came in with the vocals that had the same intensity as before, but without the accompanying music in the same way. The music was very much calmer. I think that related to the lyrics, because in the lyrics there, she just like personally addresses whoever this is sung to and asking them a question. It was like, what are you going to do when everything is done to understand it more? And then it says, please be silent just for once. So the silence had to do with that, and then it kicked back in. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And yeah, it's funny because when I was watching the video clip, what I was seeing, like at first, I was just thinking dust, you know, and you're watching it and you're thinking smoke. And I was like, yeah, it actually does look more like smoke towards the end when it made the change sort of to that darker smoke. And I was like, okay, yeah, there might be something to that. What you were saying about when the dust settles, that kind of thing. But I get the feeling that it's not so much a placeholder and it was actually something that they put some thought into.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Great.
A very, very interesting band. That ending was interesting. You know, that a whole outro
Yeah.
was longer than most and interesting. It just kind of makes you think again. I love the guitar in this, by the way, all the way through. The bass is fantastic. The lead singer who's on the drums, her name is Stephanie. You've got Steen on guitar and Peter on bass. And this is the kind of construct of a band that you've always expressed that you really like. The minimalist approach,
Yeah, yeah.
three members, guitar, bass, and drums. I'd like to hear more from them and also maybe see them in a clip would be interesting, and to see what kind of other material they go for, because this was really, really cool in every way possible.
As you mentioned, simple lineup. The music video is also simple. They don't show you much, but it does convey the feeling. It arises from one's interpretation of the lyrics, even. It conveys it perfectly. I enjoy these moments when I'm exposed to a band that I don't know. I like the fact that this is the first thing that I've heard from Brutus, because it gives me the right experience that I should get from a band like that. That's what it feels like. That's their signature. It's like they're saying, this is what we're about. Meaning wise, I kind of had the feeling that it's a person that's talking about a problematic relationship, possibly a romantic relationship, where there's an impasse between them and their lover. The song begins with, I'll never change and you're still the same. And then further along, the line repeats, but it changes a bit. I'll never change and you're still exactly the same. So it's a prolonged relationship that had the storyteller come to the conclusion, I'm not going to change and you're the same. So no solutions are going to come. We're stuck in this never-ending cycle. But as the song progressed, I felt like that maybe it's not just a romantic relationship. Maybe it's not just a relationship between two people. There's a line that says, I'm so tired of everyone that's breathing down my neck. Had me thinking about unjust amount of criticism against the storyteller. That notion of possibly a toxic relationship that has a lot of bad experiences, it's like the dust or the smoke is what clouds this person from seeing the extent of the damage that they've experienced having been or still being in that relationship, before they can gauge the damage that has been done to their psyche before they decide to leave or to end it or to move on with their lives. So that dust is like a blinding agent.
I think both interpretations can coexist separately and together in this song as far as meaning, because it could be, like you said, a romantic relationship that reached a breaking point, an impasse, and this is the separation and post-separation, you know, the dust is settling or not. But it does feel like this is a person who's reached a breaking point that is to do with, I don't know if it's necessarily criticism, and it could be just with people butting in, you know, with unsolicited advice, with people just giving you their opinions, with people having to put in their 2 cents about your life, constantly interfering. So it could be either, it could be both, because if somebody has that feeling about people around them constantly breathing down their neck, as it says in the song, and also their romantic partner criticizes them and does the same in that way, then it just adds to the whole frustration and inability to deal with this. And I think that's where this song comes from. Comes from frustration, and this is a way of kind of letting it out. And I love that final line where it kind of says, ready, are you ready? Why are you running? I'm standing over here. So it's kind of like saying, okay, I'm ready. Let's talk about this. Tell me all your criticisms and what you have to say, but let me respond to that. And when it's time to respond, the other one turns away. They're not interested. If it is about a relationship, then here, one of them is finally standing up for themselves and the other one runs away. So it's like they can't even get there. Yeah.
In that last section, it's revealed that the person who's walking away or running away is feeding off the terrible state of the relationship. That's what they're walking away. They're walking away because there's might be a chance that this will get resolved and they'll have to make some concessions. But no, they are actually orchestrating this. You need two to tango, but that's what it feels like in this particular place, because there's a partner there that is willing to converse, is willing to work things out. And that testifies to poor communication.
And not just resolved, they could be proven wrong. The verse before that says, there is so little room to understand my thoughts. What are you going to do? Keep pretending that you're God. So it's like whoever it is, whether it's a romantic partner or a whole lot of people, family, friends, whatever, they're pretending that they're God. They know all and you know nothing, that kind of thing. So here they're saying, okay, let's talk about all your thoughts and criticism and what you have to say, all this advice, and let me respond to it. As soon as I try to respond, they disappear, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it feels like that's the title of every conversation, that first of all, I'm never wrong. Now let's talk.
Absolutely. Yeah, I loved it. I'm definitely looking forward to more Brutus. This was really, really cool. Thank you, Peter G, for another awesome introduction. You recently introduced us to Svalbard and now to Brutus. We love them both. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you so much for the ongoing support.
Yeah, thanks, Peter, for this request. We enjoyed reacting to Brutus very much. Please keep them coming. We appreciate all your support. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a request you'd like bumped up the line, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
Thanks a lot, guys. We hope you enjoyed this one as much as we have. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode, and we hope to see you all then. Thanks again. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.